Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Nutter and I want to share my advice and experience for future enlisting Marines. So, most Marines will view their service as a positive experience. However, some Marines do not enjoy their enlistment and few will even regret their decision to ever even join. So, after I give you a little bit of my personal experience and some history, I hope that you can walk away with a different perspective and a better understanding of what you may be getting yourself into. So some of the topics I will be covering include Marine Corps history, organizational and rank structure, how to select your job, and some personal experiences. So on November 10th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia. They passed a resolution stating that 2 battalions of Marines be raised for service as landing forces with the fleet. This resolution established the Continental Marines and marked the birth of the United States Marine Corps. To date, Marines have executed more than 300 landings on foreign shores. And today, there are more than 200,000 active duty and reservist Marines, organized into 3 divisions stationed at Camp Lejeune, Camp Pendleton, and Okinawa, Japan. Each division has 1 or more expeditionary units, ready to launch major operations anywhere on a short notice. Marines expeditionary units are self-sufficient with their own tanks, artillery, and air forces. The motto of the service is Semper Fidelis, meaning always faithful in Latin. Okay, so once you join the Marine Corps, before you join the Marine Corps, you're going to go to your recruiter. Now, I advise that before you go to your recruiter, do a little bit of research and just look up kind of the different jobs. So you're going to want to go to your recruiter with 3 of your top choices of jobs that you would want to do. Now, when you know how to select your job, well, there really isn't a correct answer for everyone. Since you're all enlisting for your own reasons, and since you all have different priorities, the process of picking your job is going to be your business, and you really shouldn't let others influence your decision, especially recruiters, because they will try to pressure you. They got slots they're trying to fill, but you need to be adamant that you want a certain job, you're going to get it, okay? Only reservists can choose their exact job. Active duty contracts can only pick their job field, and you will be placed into a job within that field at a later date. So like for me, I picked infantry, and that is a job field. Now there's different jobs within that field, like so you've got infantry as a job field. Now within that field you've got mortarmen, assaultmen, machine gunners, and if you enlist into the reserves, not all the jobs will be offered to you, but it just depends on what's available in your area. So your recruiter is the only one who knows what jobs will be offered to you as a reservist, so don't try to search any of these online. You don't want to go ask your recruiter for that question. The jobs that you will qualify for are based off your ASVAB score. So if you score higher, obviously you'll get better jobs. Now, I scored pretty high on my ASVAB, but I was denied a lot of jobs because when I went to dep into the Marine Corps, they found out that I was colorblind. So that eliminated a lot of like mechanical jobs and stuff like that. So you kind of got to be flexible and just you get a good choice of what you want, but you don't always get what you want. So just do as much research as you can. And so as far as organizational and rank structures, so for me, like, I don't know how it will be for you if you don't choose infantry, but I'll break it down real easy for your infantry guys. So once you get into the Marine Corps, you're going to go to boot camp for 3 months, and it is miserable. It's horrible, just like they say, but you'll get through it. It's not hard. You just look to your left and right, and you pick out that one guy that you don't think that can make it, and you tell yourself if he can do it, then you can, and it'll get you through. So once you get through boot camp, you're going to go to your MOS school. So I went to California for boot camp, and after boot camp I went back to California for my MOS training, which is my job. I went to infantry training battalion out in San Diego, California, at Camp Pendleton, and got placed into a training battalion, and they teach you all the basics, and after I think a couple weeks you get to select a job field, and you don't necessarily get the job field that you selected, but I selected machine gunners, and I just so happened to get it. So we had the option of being machine gunners, mortarmen, and just basic riflemen or assaultmen. And so your riflemen is just 0311s. They're basic infantrymen. And then you've got assaultmen. They blow stuff up, breach doors, shoot rockets, and mortarmen obviously shoot mortars. Well, I selected machine gunner, so my job was going to be eat, breathe, and live machine guns for the next 4 years, and I couldn't be happier. I thought it was a cool job to get, and so once I did that, you're in your training battalion. Once you graduate from infantry training battalion, you're going to be moved to a unit. So you get selected into a unit. They split us in half. I think half of our training battalion went to one unit and the other went to another. Well, once you get to your battalion, that's where you're going to be, and you get introduced into the fleet, is what we call it. And you'll get to your battalion and meet your sergeant major. And so I've got a little spreadsheet I'm going to show you guys. Just imagine it's like a chalkboard or a dry erase board. So the way it goes is you get to your battalion. So the guy in charge of the battalion is your sergeant major. So once you get there, you meet him, and he'll divide you guys up into companies. So a battalion is split into 4 companies. You got company 1, company 2, 3, and 4. So there you'll meet your gunnery sergeant and your first sergeant. So your companies are broken down from your battalion. You got 4 companies in a battalion, and you've got 3 platoons in a company. So you're going to get broken down all the way down into this. So your battalion has 4 companies. Your company has 4 platoons. Your platoons have 3 squads. Your squads have 3 teams, and your team has 4 guys in every team. So once you get there, you're going to be the low guy on the totem pole. You're going to be a private or a PFC. So you're going to have a team, and then in that team you're going to have a team leader. It's usually a lance corporal or a corporal. So every squad has 3 teams. Every team has 4 guys. So there's 4 guys in each team. That means there's 4, 8, 12 guys in one squad. And that squad leader is going to be a corporal or a sergeant, probably a non-commissioned officer. So 12 guys are in one squad. Every platoon has 3 squads. So that's 12, 36 guys, roughly, give or take a couple. And every company has 4 platoons. So that's how you break it down. So privates and PFCs, usually lance corporals and corporals are team leaders. Corporals and sergeants are squad leaders. Sergeants and staff sergeants are platoon leaders. And usually for your company, you're going to have a gunnery sergeant, company gunny, and a first sergeant. So your sergeant major's in charge of your battalion. That just breaks it down real easy. You can see where you're at. You're going to start off down here. You'll be a team leader, a squad leader, a platoon sergeant if you stay in forever. I made it to squad leader in 4 years. The infantry, it takes a little longer to rank up. I know my brother, he's in the Marine Corps, and he's a helicopter mechanic, and I think he ranked up twice as fast as me. For some reason, in the Marine Corps infantry, you're going to rank up a little bit slower than any other job field, so take that into account. And once you get in the Marine Corps, don't be surprised if you get told to do things that you necessarily didn't get told about, or that are just like demeaning and just stupid play games all day. You're going to be sweeping and cleaning all the time. You're not going to be killing and doing all that cool stuff all the time. You will be held accountable for everything you do, though. Just keep in mind, a good website you guys can look up is futurejarheads.org. You can pull a lot of really good information. You got, let's see, if you go to this website, you can look up how to get jobs you want, switching jobs and they call it lap moves. So once you're in for so long, you can actually switch jobs. So say I did 4 years as a machine gunner and I want to re-enlist, but I don't want to re-enlist as a machine gunner. I can request a lap move, which would be moving to a different job field. And if it's, like say I wanted to be from a machine gunner to a mechanic, if there are slots open, they will send me back to school and I could be a mechanic for the next 4 years. So you can look up this stuff. They got boot camp info, can you pass boot camp mind game, just a bunch of all the information you want, and they'll cut it to you straight. The language is a little bit vivid, but I think you'll be able to pull some very good information from this website. And the Marine Corps is a serious thing. It's not like all your other branches. I mean, I know the Army and Marine Corps have that whole who's better kind of thing, but it's no joke. I'm telling you, the Marines really do believe that they are the best, and I really do think they are too. coming from the Marine Corps, but you just really have to know what you're getting yourself into. There are other jobs other than infantry. I mean, you've got desk jobs and mechanical jobs and logistical jobs. But, I mean, the General Mad Dog Mattis is in charge, the Commandant of the Marine Corps. If you just read some of the quotes that he says, you'll understand that the Marine Corps is not for everybody. I know one of them is be polite, be professional, but have a plan to kill everybody you meet. I mean, that doesn't come from your average everyday Air Force guy. I mean, you really need to be specific when you choose the Marine Corps, that you know what you're getting yourself into. So after that, I covered a little bit of Marine Corps history, some of the rank structures and the organizational structures, how battalions broken down into companies, companies broken down into platoons, platoons into squads, squads into teams, and how many guys are in a team. I gave you a little bit of how to select your job. It's not an easy process. Nobody's going to tell you how to do it exactly. You just have to do a little research on your own, get as much information as you can before you just jump into something that's going to be the rest. I mean, it could be 20 years of your life that you're dedicating to this. Some of my personal experiences I shared with you. I know I got to travel. If you like to travel, join the Marine Corps, do infantry. I did 4 years and I got out. I got to see Norway, Finland, Afghanistan, a couple little countries in between, Germany, Bulgaria, Serbia, Finland. I mean, you'll definitely get to see different culture, and it was a fun experience. I think that it was a positive experience on my life. It has set me up for success, and I will never regret my decision to join. Thank you guys. I hope you make the right decision.